Let me just say, Sky, here's the incel problem.
Yeah.
And then here's the Inmon problem.
What is an Inmon problem?
Inmon. Okay, I'm not really that concerned about the incels. I'm concerned about involuntary monogamy. Involuntary monogamy. That's the biggest problem. And I think you, Sky, you have to deal with your jealousy issue so you can leave the ranks of the Inmons. What if you meet a woman who is the greatest sex of your life and it's not your wife, it's not your primary partner? I'm in a very privileged position. I'm the best sex Melissa's ever had in her life. She is the best sex I've ever had. Not everyone's in this position. Dude, what percentage of women are married to a man today who is not the best sex they've had in their life? How many women are in a committed relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend?
But that's their fault.
No. So I ask you, in terms of justice and injustice, if I fall in love with a younger woman and she has never had sex with anyone in her life except me,
yes,
is it a justice or injustice for me to prevent her from having the experience of, let's say, having sex with 10 other men, but like, not in one day, over 10 years or over 20 years, doesn't matter, so that she gets to live a life where she has known what it's like to have sex with 10 different men. I am just pointing out, you are cool with this sexual freedom for yourself.
No, I'm
not for your own wife or primary partner. She doesn't get to live by the same rules you live by. You're 45. Are you telling me you have never been in an open relationship, a multi-partner, never or have you tried it and it didn't work and now you feel like you can't make it work?
Ain't no school for this shit. Ain't no school for this shit. You gotta be smart enough to pick up the information as you go. If you can find a nigga that could tell you that I own something, I'll give him whatever you say I own. But because I can't remember a nigga doing nothing for me, nigga.
Welcome back.
Every single person who participated in this episode, this collaborative broadcast, received a warning by email. This was going to be like R-rated to X-rated. This was going to be risque, sexy discussion. I got to tell you something. Sky, I've been listening the whole broadcast up to this point.
It hasn't been.
Some fucking perma-virgins, okay? You guys don't know the front end of the dick from the back. This has been the least sexy, the least romantic Valentine's Day podcast. I could get more sexuality out of Mario 64 speed running.
I didn't expect
in the room, okay?
I didn't expect everybody to be like, "No, I don't celebrate it."
Straight up, what you had fucking totally forkable. But forkable, come on, it's Valentine's Day. Anal? You know, come on.
We talked about.
What? You know what I got myself for Valentine's Day? I got myself a fucking membership on a polyamory app. How about you, homeboy? What do you want? You want to think real? You want to go real life? You want to think about bullshit?
The polyamory app?
You want to think about fantasy football league Instagram? Fake wearing a mask on YouTube fundraiser bullshit. I mean, come on.
I've never liked the polyamory thing, so but my former tour mate had that app that you're referring to.
You're gonna end up like Peter Singer, Sky. You're repressing the side. I know someone's
but I'm like Peter Singer. That's exactly what it is. I'll have a harem one day, and people are like, "Wow, Sky seems so virtuous."
Or is it just that Peter Singer tries to make each woman he's sleeping with think that he has a harem? You see what I'm saying? You see, there are optics involved here. He wants each of them to think they're competing against a bunch of, but are they really? No.
The other ones we don't know where they are, but the harem of 30 women, supposedly. 30 is a large number. It's a big harem. I mean, there's sheiks out there that would balk at 30. But the polyamory thing always seems dicey to me. I wouldn't be able to handle it. Like,
for me, it's really like a kind of double-blind placebo group therapy. Let me write this down. Imagine you had an app, double-blind placebo group therapy. So, imagine you had an app on your phone that was entirely people who learned Chinese, studied Chinese. They started studying Chinese after the age of 30. And before you got on this app, you thought this is really hard. Can I really do this? Can I make it work? And then you join this app and you see all these people in your neighborhood, in your city, who started learning Chinese over 30 and now they're 35, 40, whatever, and they're making it work. You know what I mean? There are different levels of accomplishment. And of course, most of these people, you look at them and think, this person's way stupider than I am. This person's way lazier than I am. In some cases, way uglier. And they are managing to make Chinese work. So the point is this: you join a polyamory app, even if you don't meet up with a single person, you don't get laid, you don't fall in love, whatever. You don't turn your triangle into a pentagon or whatever it is. You know, your polycule doesn't take on any more.
By polycule,
geometric dimensions.
The harem isn't expanding. See, the harem is one form of polyamory that like
relies on slavery.
Yeah, sure, but that's one form. People having like I guess I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'm too jealous. I'd be too jealous. Okay, so Elon Musk is fucking your girlfriend.
Yeah.
While he's doing it, his dick falls out, and she's like, "Put it back in."
Wow.
And you're like,
and I have to help. I have to come. I'm going to come out of the closet, and I'm like,
"You're not there. You're not even there. You don't have to watch it. You're not there. You just have to know. You just have to know it happened."
Yeah.
No, I couldn't. I'd want to kill him.
I think this is why you specialized in Shakespeare. You're Iago. What can I tell you, man?
Iago? I am not a Iago. If anything, I'm fucking.
You're Othello himself. No?
Yeah, I might be Othello in that story.
Look, bro. You've just been saying all this bullshit about veganism. And you care about slavery. You want to have a movement that's totally based on the perception of animal exploitation. It doesn't deal with things like climate change and rising ocean levels and parts per million of carbon dioxide. Oh no.
I said it's okay to talk about those things.
1/10 of 1% of people who give a fuck about animal suffering. Okay, cool story.
Suffering. Bro. I don't talk about animal suffering either, but I think it's okay.
Let's talk about slavery.
Like that veganism. There's labels.
Let's talk about slavery, and let's talk about justice and injustice in human sexuality, relationships, marriage. For just a second.
This guy blocked me. I didn't block anybody. I haven't blocked
anybody. Historically, marriage in basically all Western cultures, European culture, it was a form of property ownership, a form of slavery.
We just talked about it. Yes.
But a man very much owned his wife or wives, plural. And, it's true. There were kind of first-class slaves and second-class slaves and third-class slaves, and the wife was an especially privileged kind of slave. But nevertheless, wives were very much bought and sold and owned, and that really was our tradition. Now, so I ask you, in terms of justice and injustice, if I fall in love with a younger woman and she has never had sex with anyone in her life except me,
yes,
is it a justice or injustice for me to prevent her from having the experience of, let's say, having sex with 10 other men, but not in one day, over 10 years or over 20 years, doesn't matter, so that she gets to live a life where she has known what it's like to have sex with 10 different men. So I think there's the question of justice and injustice here. And I think there is a confusion about slavery and property ownership in gender relations. That's ancient, and it's a continuous part of our culture.
Yes,
it's very easy to see when we turn and look at Muslim culture. It's very easy when we turn and look at Hindu culture.
Well, like wedding ceremonies too. You could see it in Western wedding ceremonies, these vestiges of the trappings of slavery. But hey,
if this woman is not your property, if this woman is not your slave, what is she, and what is your relationship? What is it based on? No, I'll be real with you that I don't feel jealousy. And again, that doesn't mean I can't imagine it. It means I'm doing the work to imagine. I do think it is very own to me. And I don't know to what extent that's just a biological oddity or reflects my upbringing. So, Sky, I grew up going to nudist colonies. From early childhood, I was seeing other men's dicks and other women's vaginas. I grew up in a communist household.
We all did, though. We all went to the gyms and went to beaches and stuff.
When did you go to your first nude beach? You went to Cap Dag in fucking 2012, you lying piece of shit.
No.
Come on, own up to it. When you were living in Berlin was probably the first time you went to a
no, that was like a sauna. Yeah, they have co-ed saunas, but no, there was
have you done? Okay, so this is the Valentine's Day. This is after dark. Have you done that thing? You go in the sauna, you throw yourself in the freezing cold bath, throw yourself in the freezing cold, and then you have sex. Have you done that?
I'm not. We did the eucalyptus whipping.
Yeah, thing. And you combine that with that. I am told that, like Sweden, Norway, those countries, there are official government guidelines urging you not to have sex. Saying, look, sex and sauna don't mix because this causes heart attacks or something, causes so many health problems. So I don't even know if that's true. But I'm told, like, when you go to the sauna and someone's, they have a warning on the wall saying, like, don't do it. Everybody wants to do not combine sauna and sex. So
Yeah, they do that, but I think it's because anytime you put boys and girls in a room together, they end up doing things that disturb others, and so they don't want that happening. They don't want to go into it. The worst thing in a co-ed sauna would go into see two people fucking. You know what I mean?
Okay, model airplanes, sauna, not the same thing. I think sauna is one of sauna.
They're naked.
Running out of the sauna, throwing yourself into a freezing cold lake. It's not. It's not Magic the Gathering. Okay,
no, it isn't.
But Magic the Gathering and Magic the Fappening. You know what I'm saying?
But if we're Magic the Fappening, exactly. It's the fappening. So if we, I'm not sure exactly where we're getting to polyamory.
You're 45. Are you telling me you have never been in an open relationship, a multi-partner, never or have you tried it and it didn't work and now you feel like you can't make it work? What's your overall?
I've had my fun. I've lived in places where it was totally acceptable, and I've played the field and all of that. I've never been the person who wants to be in a relationship, and we have a relationship and we've given each other titles and all of that, and then we're both fucking other people on the side. Like that
so your perspective is quintessentially American, which is that you're not exclusive until you're exclusive. That there's like an earlier phase of the relationship. Yeah. So I am the exact opposite. So when I'm first with a woman, start of a new relationship, I would say for 3 months minimum, it's got to be monogamous when you're getting to know each other. Maybe 6 months, like however long, maybe 8 months. But like if you first meet a woman, I don't really know her, like she doesn't really know me, I don't trust her. I would say absolute minimum, you want to have 3 months of monogamy. And then open it up and start dealing with other problems and other situations. That would be my advice. Yeah, but the American tradition, like I know I'm saying you're normal. The American tradition is the opposite, where people go through the first 8 months of the relationship. They're both sleeping with their sex. They're in effect.
Here's what I think it doesn't work. It doesn't work because, like, so for example, Karina flipped her car during the storms in LA or in Southern California, and I was very worried about her. And it was troubling, and she was okay. Everything worked out.
Right.
But if I had 2, I'd be a little or 3 or 4.
Yeah.
They're all
what if she had 2 or 3 or 4? What if those guys could have helped her out? What if there's another guy who meets her at the hospital? That's great. Well, there's another guy who can put the new tire on her car. So you're only looking at one way.
That's why we have service. That's why we have services. We have fucking people for that. We got cops. We got all
You're
sorts
saying
of,
she can fuck the cops? You're saying she can fuck the guy from the Triple H club?
Fuck anybody. We have that's what money is for. So we don't have to fuck each other for these.
Listen to this. Money. Money. Listen to this, Sky. Listen how blue-pilled you are. I'm talking about love, and you are talking about money and cops.
You're not. You're talking about the absence of slavery and the promotion of justice through sex with others. I think that's like anti Valentine's Day.
Justice starts at home, Sky. What can I tell you? The end of slavery begins in the bedroom. But so look, let's talk about the jealousy thing a little bit.
The green-eyed monster is not on my back, but he's in the room. I'm not constantly jealous. I'm not someone's like, who are you talking to? Let me see your phone.
On this app, I get to see all these people from different walks of life. They describe themselves, they present themselves in a certain way. You get to see what it is they care about in life, like drinking beer and going fishing. Like, they give you a photo pictorial and a short narrative. This is who I am. This is what I care about. And the vast majority of them are incredibly shallow, stupid people. This is like social anthropology.
But this is that's the other thing. I know that you and I share our inability to accept large groups of people because we find most of them annoying or intolerable. Right. Yeah, I can't tolerate that many people. So the idea of like going out and trying to find another one, it just seems like fuck. It's too much effort, man. God damn it! I can't be bothered. I got other shit to do than find more bitches. Like it's just it's too much work. I want to change though. I want to not change myself, but change the topic because
so you're done talking about jealousy. All right, I got you.
No. It's I guess not completely. We can bring that back, but I wanted to go back to something else. So the clip of the video that you posted today was calling today Incel Awareness Day.
I'm almost 27. I'm almost 27, and I'm just like, my life is over. My life has ended for a long time now.
I think I missed something. Although I enjoyed the video because your delivery and some of the things you said, I don't totally understand what the connection is between the weird incel wizard guy who's about to be 30 and he's never had a girlfriend and he feels like his life is ending, and your anecdotes about growing up around people that were all horrible and shit. So
he is very much someone who let his high school experience define him. So that's woven into his narrative in a somewhat subtle way. I tried to actually use quite flattering clips of that guy. I have some other videos on my channel that are much less flattering of him.
That guy just makes videos about himself being an incel. That's what he does.
Yes.
I'm still not laid. Day 5,000, still not laid.
I mean, I have yes. Every year he made a video titled he was 24 and has never had a girlfriend. He's 25 and never 26, never 27. Yeah, I don't know. No, it's yep.
Where's he live? Where's that guy live?
Michigan. Yeah. No.
There's girls in Michigan. There's women there. Well, I've seen them.
He's lucky in some ways because he's in one of the last parts of America where you can get a factory job. And that's, to my knowledge, that's what he said. I wish I had the luxury of getting a factory job, but yeah, he's in
luxury of getting a factory job.
Oh yeah, bro. Well, come on. Look, I can talk as much as you want, but no, I do think that's an interesting thing. Certainly here in Canada, I don't know if you know people like this in the States, there are a lot of people who really do remain, they feel forever defined by the mistakes they made in high school, the accomplishments they had in high school, the identity they crafted for themselves in high school. Yeah, Melissa's saying the friend group that they have in high school, and a lot of people never make new friends again after that. And so
well, that is weird. I don't understand people that keep the same friends from high school into life or from college into life. I'm like, we've drifted. Like we were great at that time, but like now you're a Trumpster. And I'm not gonna be your friend anymore. Like I can't. Do you remember? I know you remember, but please recall the times when the internet was somewhat young and people were still sending out mass emails to everyone on their email list, and they'd be, look, I don't need you. They would forward shit like their aunt sent them, and it was always something like lies. Easily verifiable lies.
I feel like overall there was this early phase in which the internet made people less lonely, perhaps because people were more fearless, and now the internet is making people much more lonely. And a lot of what people fear are exactly the kind of worst case scenarios I've been through. They fear being denounced for their sex life on the internet. I mean, I've had that on a big scale and small. I mean, I've had a Durian writer do that, but I've had small female YouTube channels make up shit and make allegations against me, which is totally false and unreasonable and stuff. And I have to live with it. I have to be willing to say, look, I'm a public figure. I'm here to talk about Aristotle and politics and try to change the world and, try to influence the future of the vegan movement, all these other things I care about so passionately.
But how do we
do book reviews of Stendhal's Chartreuse de Parma? I mean, they're, apart from I do comedy, I do satire.
Yeah.
Totally serious videos. This really matters to me. And if that comes at the price of this kind of gossip and slander, I have to accept that. But most people are terrified of that. They're terrified of dealing with exactly the stuff we've dealt with. And again, I just remind you, we have videos talking about this. We have to deal with gossip and slander from within Melissa's own family. Like what her own brothers say, but what her father says about us. We had to deal with this for years.
But why why is Valentine's Day Incel Awareness Day? And
they are one and the same. And let me just say, Sky, here's the incel problem. Yeah. And then here's the Inmon problem.
What is an Inmon problem?
Inmon. Okay, I'm not really that concerned about the incels. I'm concerned about involuntary monogamy. Involuntary monogamy. That's the biggest problem. And I think you, Sky, you have to deal with your jealousy issue so you can leave the ranks of the Inmons, which is
I'm not involuntary. I am voluntary. I'm voluntarily monogamous.
You think so? Voluntary celibacy. Volmon would be voluntary monogamy.
I am 100% Volmon because I find most people repulsive.
But look, so Sky, you drive a truck. It is possible you have a car accident and it crumples up your legs. Okay? Let's say hypothetically you used to be the best sex your girlfriend ever had, your wife ever had, and now you're not anymore because you had a car accident. You could also get struck by lightning. Doesn't have to be that, whatever it is. You can have things that really impair you. Does your relationship have enough substance intellectual substance, ethical substance, that she's still going to be your wife, or she's still going to be committed to you, and you're still going to be committed to her when you take that sexual element out of it. I'm in a very privileged position. I'm the best sex Melissa's ever had in her life. She is the best sex I've ever had. Not everyone's in this position. Dude, what percentage of women are married to a man today who is not the best sex they've had in their life? How many women are in a committed relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend?
But that's their fault.
And they know. And they know every fucking day. They know. Oh yeah, well, Jared used to eat my pussy better than you. You know, whatever. Steve used to fuck me better than you. Yeah, maybe I'd do anal if you could fuck me like Steve. You gave me as many orgasms as Steve, but you don't fucking put it up. And for what? The guy has other redeeming qualities. There are probably other good things about the guy, right? That's not my situation. But the point is this: I can get struck by lightning too. I can get hit by a car too. Like, you live your life, you build your relationships in a way where there is enough intellectual substance, ethical substance, political substance, whatever. That, you know, okay, if the day comes when, I can't be for you what I was sexually for the first 10 years of the relationship or something, or you happen to meet someone who is who is the best sex of your life and I'm not. What have I got to be jealous of? Why can't I just be happy for you reciprocally? Why can't you just be happy?
You're talking about extenuating circumstances that may or may not change the chemistry of your relationship.
No, I'm talking about things that are inevitable. Because they're
not inevitable.
You got two options, Sky: old age and death. Which one?
Hopefully, when I'm old, she's old too. You know, that's not the same. Like, goddamn. Like, if I fell off a roof and hurt my head, and I was, an invalid, I think that I'd be, able to.
Yeah, right. But what if you and your girlfriend have a relationship? You don't fall off a roof and hit your head. She just meets a guy whose dick game is better than yours. You meet a woman who's more your type. Whatever it is, woman has a tighter pussy, a bigger pair of tits, whatever it is that turns you on. What if you meet a woman who is the greatest sex of your life and it's not your wife, it's not your primary partner? If you have a relationship with real intellectual substance, that's not a problem. If you live the life of the mind, not just individually, but with everybody in your life, you live the life of mind with your.
If you're living the life of the mind, then the big tits and the tight pussy and the big tits don't matter, because the life of mind doesn't allow to just go after those idiotic things.
Could you give this man's video a thumbs down? He just said tight pussy and big tits don't matter. I am offended, Sky. I would like you to retract that statement, Sky. I don't know what kind of game you are playing here.
Thumbs up or thumbs out. I don't care. Engagement's everything. It's after dark.
I'm keeping it all the way real. Of course it matters.
Okay, but you're not keeping it real, because that still has nothing to do with justice and slavery. I mean,
I remember reading serious social science research, and this overlaps with slavery, by the way. And it was talking about poverty-stricken workers in mines on the border between Myanmar and Thailand, and them sleeping with prostitutes. And it was like, the point was, because it was a study of the prostitution in that part of the world. And so look, even at this incredibly low level of poverty, these guys are themselves among the oppressed workers of the world, kind of thing, the most benighted people. These guys working in this third world mine on the border between Myanmar and Thailand. These guys still are setting aside a significant percentage of their income to sleep with these prostitutes. And the social science researchers interviewed them, like, what motivates this behavior, whatever you want to say, whatever the questions they were saying. And every single one of them said tight pussy. And I got to read this brilliant statement by someone with a fucking PhD from Paris, France, explaining that tight pussy is a social construct and that we need to move beyond the tight pussy paradigm in fucking sexual. I'm saying there is, like, you know what?
It's a social construct.
Penis size is not a social construct, guys. I'm sorry. We are in fact getting into the realm of things that are not social construct. You know what? Veganism is a social construct. As committed as they're to be, a lot of things are. You know what?
Yes.
You know what?
It's just like a social construct, though.
I thought you were optimistic about kind of the future of human civilization, that we were going to move on past.
You think I'm optimistic?
Yeah, I thought on this issue, not about veganism. No, of course not. The world's going to end. Bangkok's going to be underwater within 10 years.
After dark.
Bangkok underwater with my name in lights. Girls pulling off their shirts like Talladega Nights. Oh, you tell me now the North Pole's gonna melt when I've been getting laid since motherfucking Roosevelt.
In the morning, I'm optimistic. By nighttime,
I thought you were optimistic. Like, in contrast to my critique of bikini activism, I thought your overall perspective was, we have these sexual hang-ups left over from the Dark Ages of Christianity, and we're going to progress past that. It sounds to me like you want to stay in the Dark Ages forever. It sounds like you want to. I don't know. It sounds like you're.
I don't think, first of all, well, two things. I don't think that my life is going to. If I'm in the Dark Ages, then I guess I'm comfortable there. Although I think that I've to go back to the darkness. I've lived a life to the hilt, and I've ventured into the darkness. I've come back, and I think that my life is better.
But your girlfriend doesn't get to do that now. Your girlfriend doesn't get to. So yeah, I don't know. No. So let's say I don't know your girlfriend's age. Would you want to just give approximate, like ballpark?
She's like 27.
Okay, she's 27. So she doesn't get to do the things you did at 27, motherfucker.
Who knows
You're 45. You said you already lived. You lived a full life. You got with a younger woman who's 27. Okay,
no.
You have more of an age gap than I do. But you think there's no injustice for you to treat this woman as your property. She gets
my
no
property.
You didn't do any of the shit you did when you were 27, you fucking hypocrite. That's the reality. It is unequal. It is oppression.
First of all, at 27, I was in college, and I had my life different.
You went to college late. You went away and lived a full life, and then went to college afterwards. Yeah, right.
When I was 19, I left the country when I was 19, and then I came back to college when I was 25, and lived my life that way. And then I have lived a full life, but not everybody wants that either. Not everybody wants.
But not everyone. You could be in love with a woman the exact same age as you. But she devoted her life to the study of Buddhist philosophy and doing humanitarian work in third world countries. Random example, and therefore she didn't sleep with many. She didn't have a lot of those experiences, and she wants to have those experiences now. But you're saying no, the darkness of the Dark Ages ain't over yet. You want this trad-cod monogamous relationships.
The darkness of the Dark Ages will plague us probably for quite a long time. And I'm sorry that I'm not as sexually.
I am just pointing out you are cool with this sexual freedom for yourself.
No, I'm not
for your own wife or primary partner. She doesn't get to live by the same rules you live by.
You said that the incels and Inmon. What do you call them?
Inmon, involuntary monogamy. This is the real problem.
That's ridiculous. So happy Incel Day, my friend.
Happy Incel Awareness Day. Did you get presents? Did you get any presents for Valentine's Day? I want to shout out my best girl here. What she gave me for Valentine's Day.
I did not give out. What did you get?
All these other hoes know what they have to. Okay, so here we go. This is a collection of some of the other lesser known utopian thinkers. So, Melissa and I read Thomas More's Utopia. I read it out loud. You really go through it. And this is Saint-Simon, Fourier, and Robert Owen. So, yeah, it's not, it's one of those things that's painfully historically important, but emphasis on painfully. So that's 1803 to 1813. The word socialism is first used 1835. So just in terms of history of political science, this is one of the even if it's complete bullshit. Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going.
Let's go. I thought she was going to buy me a double-sided dildo. What did you think, bro? That was going to be a vibrator that I can slide up my ass? What were you expecting, bro?
Jesus Christ. I'm glad
you thought she was going to buy me a four-way with Nina and Randa. I was expecting that. To be honest, I was like, okay, shit, here it comes. Identical twins again. Another pair of identical twins. You think two women is exhausting? All right. So this is I can't endorse this. I just received it as a gift. I haven't read one page of it, but this is about a Napoleonic War in Spain. So for most, if you're not from Spain, if you're not into Spanish politics history, it's probably a side of it you've ignored or neglected. Because you've probably read War and Peace by Tolstoy, but obviously that's geographically pretty far removed from the Spanish. So the Spain and Portugal side of that, and even more intellectual. You guys may not know, I have another channel that just deals with retro video gaming, the world's most subtle form of vegan propaganda. My Veganvania channel, but there is Star Force.
So subtle, you don't even know what's happening.
It's a super, what shall I say? It's protean in its simplicity. This is really one of those early sources that the whole genre sparked.
Yeah, for a guy that's always saying that we should quit all addictions like alcohol and video
and I just want to say, I don't buy these hoes shit. Okay, I don't give them nothing but orgasms and marching orders to get to the gym and tune it the fuck up.
You are now. I think you're the vegan Tristan Tate.
I give them nothing. Okay,
you're the vegan Tristan Tate.
Asymmetrical. Did you hear this? This out of the Sam Bankman-Fried trial, there was this great phrase: hierarchical, unequal Chinese emperor style polygamy. That was, I think, it was the first time I ever.
That's one way of putting it. Sam Bankman-Fried. That's your altruist. Your effective altruist. Well, as much
more effective than Peter Singer. Let's call comes back to Peter Singer.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the hit TV show Bones, Emily Deschanel, and author of the best-selling book Skinny Bitch, Rory Friedman.
40 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old, 60 years old, 80 years old, 80 years old, 40 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old, 60 years old, 80 years old, 80 years old.
Boy, your love's so good, I don't wanna let go. Although I should, I can't leave you alone. You're the leader of this army, and I'm caught up in a vegan war. I cannot win, and oh,
I do the things you want me to, the way I used to do. Would you love me, baby, or leave me feeling used? Would you go and break my heart?
Peter Singer got the best of me, but I just keep on coming back incessantly.
Oh, why
Did you have to run your game on me? I should have known right from the start.
you'd go and break my heart? 50 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old, 60 years old, 80 years old, 80 years old, 40 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old, 60 years old, 80 years old, 80 years old.
It's a shame to be so euphoric and weak for this ugly geek, and you tell me the things that you know persuade me to relinquish my love to you, but I cannot resist at all.
If I do the things you want me to, the way I used to do, would you love me, baby, or leave me feeling used? Would you go and break my heart?
Peter Singer got the best of me, but I just keep on coming back incessantly.
Oh, why
Did you have to run your game on me? I should have known right from the start. You'd go and break my heart.
Yes, you could justify animal testing.
Totally.
How does Peter Singer justify his own sex life in terms of effective altruism? There is the real question.
It.
I would like to thank all the other phony ass bitches for coming on this podcast before I got here. I'd like to thank everyone for being totally dishonest.
All right, that's enough. My guests are the best guests. You're the best. And I saved the best for last. You're not the last one, Mr. CL. So
stay in touch, Sky.
I will. There he goes.
Yo, fuck these niggas, bro. Fuck these niggas, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my Farrakhan Don shit right now, bro. Y'all don't gotta say we with you. You're not with me. No one's with me because no one's really with me. It's just me and God.